Let's dive into one of the most baffling mysteries I've ever come across. For what, over 70 years now, this one case has been like a ghost in Australia's history. You've got a story that kicks off with an unknown man on a beach, but it just spirals from there into this wild mystery involving a secret code, a book of ancient poetry, and a single clue that honestly just makes everything even more confusing.
And believe me, that is not an exaggeration. They call it one of Australia's deepest mysteries for a reason. It's like every single clue they found wasn't meant to give answers, but to just throw up even more questions. And it all starts on this quiet, unsuspecting beach.
So picture this. The date is December 1st, 1948. We're on Somerton Beach, right outside Adelaide, Australia. The sun's coming up, it's a peaceful morning. But that quiet scene, it's about to be shattered by a discovery that is going to become absolutely legendary.
Okay, so at 6:30 in the morning, a body is found right there on the sand. And this is weird from the get-go. He's really well dressed, but no wallet, no identification, not a single thing to tell anyone who he is. You'd think the first step would be simple, right? Just figure out who the guy is. Well, they had no idea they were about to step into a complete labyrinth.
Now this is where things start to get really strange. The first big break in the case? It came from somewhere nobody could have predicted. This is the moment that takes it from just a standard investigation and turns it into the stuff of legends. Let's talk about the Tamam Shud puzzle.
So the police are going through the man's clothes, just standard procedure, right? But then they find something, a tiny hidden pocket that had been sewn into his trousers. And what's inside? This little tightly rolled up scrap of paper. I mean, this wasn't just some receipt that fell in there. No way. This was hidden on purpose. And this is what was printed on that tiny piece of paper. Just 2 words in a script the police had never seen before. What on earth could that mean? Was it a name? A place? It was the first real clue they had, and it was just completely baffling.
So they bring in the experts and they figure it out. The phrase is Persian, and it says Tamam Shud. The translation? Well, it sent an absolute chill down everyone's spine. It means it is ended or it is finished. Wow. So is this a suicide note? Some kind of final message? Or is it something way more sinister? Okay, so that one clue led to the next big breakthrough. They realized the font, the type of paper, it all matched the very last page of a specific book of poems called the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. And get this, the phrase Tamam Shud is literally the last thing printed in the book. It means the end. So now the police have a new mission, find the exact copy of the book that this little scrap was torn from.
But of course, finding the book didn't solve anything. Not even close. In fact, it just blew the whole thing wide open and revealed an even deeper mystery. One that has been stumping code breakers for decades. Let's get into the unsolved code.
All right, so the police put out a public appeal, and a guy actually comes forward. He says he found a copy of that exact book. Get this. It had been thrown into the back of his car right around the time the Somerton Man died. And sure enough, the last page, the one with Tamam Shud, was ripped out. But when investigators looked inside the back cover, they found something even crazier, this faint handwritten message. It was just a string of letters, but it looked like some kind of complex secret code. And I mean, for decades, the best cryptographers in the world have tried to crack this thing, and nothing. It's still unsolved to this day. Why? Well, it's just too short to analyze properly. Some people think it might be what's called a one-time pad cipher, which is pretty much unbreakable. Or maybe it's not even a code at all. It's seriously one of the most baffling ciphers in history. Now, to really get why this discovery made people's minds just explode with theories, you have to remember the context. You have to remember the year. We're talking 1948. And this wasn't just any old time. It was a period of intense, and I mean intense, global paranoia. I mean, think about it, right? The Cold War was just kicking off. Everybody was terrified of international espionage. Spies were supposedly everywhere. And then, suddenly, this case drops. It's got all the ingredients of a spy thriller. An unidentified body, a secret clue hidden in his pants, and an unbreakable code. Is it any wonder that the #1 theory, almost immediately, was that the Somerton Man had to be a spy? So after all that, where does it leave us? Well, it leaves us with this incredible legacy of mystery. A case that's really just defined by all the answered questions that have captivated people for generation after generation. It's really this perfect storm, isn't it? You've got all these bizarre, almost cinematic details. But then you combine that with a total lack of solid answers, and that's what has made this case completely unforgettable. It's like every clue you follow just leads you deeper into an even more confusing puzzle.
You know, over the decades, the conversation has really boiled down to two main theories. Was he a Cold War spy who got silenced before he could finish his mission? Or was this all something much more personal? Maybe a tragic love story that ended in heartbreak, and all these clues were just private symbols between two lovers. The truth is, with zero hard evidence, both are just pure speculation. And really, that's the absolute heart of it, isn't it? After all the amazing theories, all the code-breaking attempts, all the decades that have gone by, the most basic, fundamental question is still just hanging in the air. We still don't know who this man was.
So who was the Somerton Man? A spy? A jilted lover? Or something we haven't even thought of? Whoever he was, he took his secrets to the grave, leaving behind a puzzle for the ages, and one final, haunting question that brings us right back to the beginning. What story, exactly, was finished on that beach?